And I'm going to show you how to do this in just a second. It's ridiculously easy to do. It's a really interesting way to track stories because anymore, an awful lot of narrative comes out of tweets and Facebooks and Flickrs and things like that. So what you'll see here then, as the story unfolds, you'll see that she was a consultant corporate executive board, and that the father was a scientific researcher. Jeff and I are headed out on a final pre-baby date night. And then you'll see had a chocolate and malt for dinner, going to the airport to pick up her mom, getting super excited, nothing too big yet. Off to the hospital, updates later from either Jeff or me. Then Isaac Lawrence Sewers was born a little after 8:30 in the evening. Everything's good. And then apologized that we haven't been able to keep everybody updated. This all seems really typical Facebook stuff, right? And then Shauna's getting out of the hospital. Oops, turns out we can't. Happiness is watching your husband stare lovingly at your son, and then sort of the typical photographs of the new baby. We're back in the ER. Seriously, call Jeff if you need anything. It's starting to get a bit stir crazy after she gets out of the ER. The doctor is now sending us back to the hospital just when I started to feel better. Another piece of narrative says that her situation is worsening, and that doctors don't quite know what it is. I'm going to get back to that part right here. Worsened and became more serious. Jeff said doctor jolted him with hard to accept news. They could no longer have children. Feel like I'm under attack and losing. I'd rather be anywhere but the hospital. Then Jeffrey says, Shauna's going through a rough time in the hospital. Cheer her up, post a memory or funny story on her Facebook page. And a few people do that. Hang in there, little princess, one person said. Then Shanna says, I'm being transferred to Hopkins. That's Johns Hopkins. That's not good news. When you get transferred to Johns Hopkins or Mayo Clinic, that's never good news. I guess the only thing worse is not to be transferred there. And then, I'm praying for you. I love you. Wake up. Turns out she's got a peripartum cardiomyopathy, a rare disorder. Not good. Now we got people doing prayer vigils and praying for her, and she dies. She passed away Sunday, shortly before noon. Then a funeral announcement, a little bit of narrative. Jeff sat in the front row, holding onto the corner of her casket, and then the last entry from Jeffrey, I love you, wifey wife, I love you a million times over, I love you. It's an extraordinary way to tell a story. And this whole idea of Storyfy is really new. This is what it looks like. It's still in beta version, it's so new. So you have to sign up for it and wait for them to invite you to come in. But I'm just going to show you how it works. I need to get on, your Wi-Fi here. That's one thing we haven't